So, speaking of jobs and career paths changing and all that stuff, I don't know if you heard about this.
Hundreds of students.
Let's see, make sure we can hear better. Make sure the people can hear. All right. You heard of Job Corps, right?
Yeah, no Job Corps.
In the Chicago area are not sure where to turn after the federal government pulled funding for their trade school. It's now closing at the end of the month.
Job Corps is a free program for thousands of low-income students across the country who will all be impacted. Those students tell our Marissa Sulik they were blindsided by the decision.
Students at the Paul Simon Chicago Job Corps Center were seen packing their bags and moving out Wednesday afternoon. But this is not because it's summer vacation.
It's hard to get opportunities like this.
Aria McNeil and Charles Wright are on the school's Student Government Association. They say they came here to get a job with a free education.
Wesley, I was looking for a change in my life. I wanted to become something better. I heard about Job Corps and I signed up.
Now they, along with 25,000 students across the country, are losing their housing, education, and career training due to what the federal government calls a phased pause.
This came out of the blue. We were actually on our first SGA field trip and we got the news. Yes. And it just hit us like, we're closing, we're not even done yet.
Last week, the U.S. Department of Labor announced they are shutting down the 99 Job Corps centers across the country, which includes the locations in Chicago and Joliet. The department says the decision aligns with President Trump's 2026 budget. They say in 2024, the program was in a $140 million deficit and is expected to cost another $213 million this year. The federal government adds the program has had thousands of serious incident reports, including sexual assaults, drug use, and violence. The Department of Labor says while the pause goes into effect on June 30th, there's no hard deadline for students to move out. They say each center should support the students with that process.
Since we're closing down, I might go to a shelter and then finish college there. We'll see.
McNeil and Wright are two of the 2 million people who Job Corps says they have helped since it started. They don't want to leave the 33-acre campus off I-55.
We have no control over this situation and things like that, and it's really unfair.
They say they're using what they learned so far to try and land a job, while Job Corps says they are suing the Department of Labor. In Little Village, Marissa Sulik, CBS News, Chicago.
Okay, what are your thoughts about that?
It's crazy. And to think everybody who voted. Hey, we got to keep that same energy. Nope. We can sit up here and say all this time, this come from his bills, his things, his doing. Ain't nobody else got nothing to do with this but President Trump that's in the office right now. This got something to do with him. Medicaid for to be gone too. All the stuff that people were sitting up here shouting up and down saying this was gonna happen, this is what happens. We got money for all the other stuff in that bill, but we ain't got money to keep this going. You finna add another $2.some trillion deficit to the deficit already, but you ain't got a couple $100 million for this? That's helping kids, that's keeping kids off the street. Job Corps been around since I've been a shorty. I was probably finna go to Job Corps. Now this is getting tore down. I don't got no more to say. I want to hear what Spaces got to say.
Bioma said that's unfortunate. Said, dang, the people voted for that project 2025, we were told. I don't really know what I really think about it, to be honest. Of course, it when you hear somebody saying their life is going to change because of a cut in funding. Of course, that'll tap on your heart and say you'll be empathetic or even sympathetic in a lot of cases to people lives changing dramatically in that way. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Especially when you relate it to the what'd you say, add to the big beautiful bill, right? That's what you were mentioning?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even understand that. I don't understand how it's adding. I haven't, in all the conversations I've heard about it, I haven't heard how it's adding to the national debt. Now, I'm not saying that it's not adding. I haven't heard how it's adding.
Ain't none in that bill for us, B. You can keep saying that no overtime on tips and that no overtime on overtime, meaning that no tax on overtime. That shit don't come until after you file your taxes. You don't get none of that money until they give you a little what you call at the end of your taxes, like a credit or something. But that don't do nothing for us. That bill don't got nothing to do with us at all, whatsoever.
Have you read it?
Yeah, I've been looking at all type of stuff. Right? I've been waiting on you to come say something about it. You got something to say something about everything else when Democrats do something. But you ain't said nothing about nothing Republicans doing and what they got going on right now, though, brother. I've been waiting on you, too. I've been sitting there just waiting patiently. I want to hear something that you got to say.
BM said we were screwed as a people and a country. Yeah, they lied about the taxes.
My point exactly, though, but people are not keeping that same energy. That's why I say you shouldn't pick sides. Don't nail one of them motherfuckers. Don't Democrats or Republicans really don't care about us because both of them stealing. Both of them stealing. Both of them got their hands in the pots. And until we start waking up and seeing that, well, oh, because he a Republican, we going to jump on him because he a Democrat. No, we should be in this shit together anyway because they don't care about us. They don't. This is a prime example. You come in and you cut this funding. This funding been for these kids for I don't know how long. You know how many kids this stuff saved? How many kids are probably working because of Job Corps right now today? And this is finna go down. And it ain't even just this. It's Medicaid too. Medicaid help a lot of older people and everybody out that really don't got the job and the wherewithal for medical attention. That helps them out.
Well, it's not a completely cut out.
Okay.
It's a elimination of and addressing of fraud, waste, and abuse of it. He's never never taken away. Everybody says that. He literally said out of his own mouth, "I don't want to. It's not going away. I'm just analyzing it."
I'm so glad you said that about wasteful spending, right? Your other homie, Elon Musk, said, "I just cut all this stuff, and you throw a whole bunch of more stuff on this." So why they beefing if it's not wasteful spending or wasteful cutting and all that stuff? Oh, that's just propaganda too?
I don't know. I haven't seen how. Well, first of all, I didn't bring this stuff up because you said on this podcast and in our group text that you didn't want to talk about this political stuff.
You're right, brother.
So that's why I wasn't talking about it.
Hold on.
But then you said last week, yeah, we instead of talking about this Tory Lane stuff, we could be talking about that big, beautiful bill. So I'm confused.
But you didn't send it, though. You didn't send it for us to do. But you sent everything before I even said that, brother. And we're going to probably get into it right now, right now. Before I said what I said when we had our talk, you didn't send it before then. You didn't say nothing before then. This stuff has been circulating around. This stuff been circulating around for like almost a month.
But you said you didn't want to talk about
Bro, we just talked about that 2 weeks ago.
Talked about what?
Not talking about if we're going to talk about some politics stuff, like send it and let us like do some research on it. We just said that 2 weeks ago. This stuff been circling around for a month already, bro.
No, you said this is back. I can even pull up the YouTube.
Go ahead, man. Say your thing. Say your piece.
But that's what I'm doing.
Go ahead.
So back in this was doing a presidential election. So this was about over 8 months ago now, when you said you don't really like talking about this political stuff. And you said it at least 2 or 3 times after that.
But you still brought stuff in here for Brandon Johnson. We still got on Brandon Johnson's ass.
That's not about a Republican or Democrat. That's about the choices he's making for Chicago.
But it's still politics, though. It's politics. Is it not politics?
But that's not the reason I was bringing it up, though.
But is it politics, yes or no?
Yes, it's politics, yes.
That's the only thing I'm saying is politics.
But that's not why I was bringing it up. I'm bringing it up for a different reason other than politics.
But it's still politics, though. It doesn't matter what reason you're bringing it up. It's still politics.
I'm asking, yes. The reason why I ask a question is for the reason that I asked the question.
But it's still politics.
I agreed that already, twice.
But it's still politics. That's the only thing I keep saying.
That's fine. But your argument is about Republicans versus Democrats, and the smoke I have for Democrats and don't have smoke for Republicans, which is not true. But and you hold on to it, which you also said last week. People believe what they want to believe, and you are that person about me when it comes to politics. I am not a Republican. I am a conservative, and you are a conservative too. But you don't want to say it.
I'm not nothing. I got common sense.
In your everyday practices of life, I got common conservatism.
Sense. I got common sense. I got common sense to know that now one of them don't care about me.
Okay, that's fine.
I got common sense to know each bill that any one of them send is not going to do nothing for us.
Okay, so this has been a thing that's we've known for. People knew that before we were born. Yet we still have conversations about it. We've been saying the same thing for who knows how long, and we keep having conversations about it. So we're gonna talk about it.
Go ahead.
So when it comes to the big beautiful bill, I haven't yet heard. Yes, Elon did say, yeah, you're gonna all of the work we did with Doge, you're gonna reverse it with this big beautiful bill. Okay, Elon, while both Trump and Elon got the Twitter fingers, how? And this is a genuine question I'm asking. How? What is in the bill that's gonna add to the national deficit? And Trump himself even said we need to raise the debt ceiling X amount of dollars or raise the debt ceiling a little bit. He said it himself. I'm asking anybody, what in the bill is going to raise the national deficit? What is going to happen? I don't know. Let's see. Be Humble said, got to admit he lied, and the people that fell for it were what he called suckers. Be Humble also said it's interesting how some people can fall for the grift and will say on the knowing the train is off the tracks. Yeah, I'm not sure what you meant by that one, Be Humble. But yeah, that's why I wasn't bringing the stuff up. But when it comes to, I don't know. I think people are just going to complain regardless, because in one hand, people were saying the government is corrupt and they have a whole lot of secrets and all this stuff. They don't tell us nothing.
True.
Whatever the case. And then we get this more visibility, more transparency than ever, and people are still complaining.
True. So
which one is it? Because maybe it's just me, but I think we would have been in a substantially worse situation than had Kamala won.
So how we know? We would never know.
We never know, but that's my opinion. That's my suspicion.
We in deep shit right now, though. We in real deep shit right now.
Well, when you start over, it's not. What happens?
We in real deep shit right now.
If back in the days when you couldn't save your game, if you die and you run out of lives, or if the game get turned off for a reason, you got to start from the beginning. When somebody, let's say, buys a house, if they don't want that house, demolition has to come first.
But at what cost? At what cost? You can say the demolition cost, and I can agree with you on that. You know, the fall comes before the rise. I can agree with you on that. I can totally agree with you on that. But at what cost?
MS, what's good, bro?
At what cost? What cost is going to cost us as the American people? What cost? Ain't nobody else taking L's but us.
Ain't nothing to do about that.
But
you see what I'm saying? Like, okay. So let's try to compare apples to apples as much as we can, because it's different situations. I know that, but Be Humble said Obama happened. So during quarantine or during Joe Biden's presidency, we talked about the amount of money that he sent over to Ukraine, right? That's money going straight out the pocket. And Be Humble said it wasn't actual dollars. It was equipment and all that stuff. Whatever it was that we sent to them, it went to them. American equipment went to them. So is that worse? Giving the money that we have to other people, or cutting certain programs and certain things in what he's saying and or to cut certain things in attempt to save money.
I think
recover money, I should say.
I think cutting from the own American people is worse than me. Worse than me.
Okay.
So which one is worse to you?
I think giving it away.
Kind of knew that. Kind of figured that.
Be Humble said the hate for a half black man led to this and not wanting it to happen again. Is he half black? I genuinely don't know, because I've never met a American black man named Barack Obama, which I even heard that's not his real name. And I agree with that, Be Humble. He said, but he cuts and we still don't see it. Well, I think of it like paying off credit card debt.
But the thing about the cuts, though, who else is taking the cuts? They not taking the cuts, though. They still getting everything's still going in their pockets and they still getting it. But they cutting from the American people who really need it, though.
Let me ask you a question, Mo. Let's say you have a business.
Uh-huh.
And you have 50 employees, whatever the case.
Mm-hmm.
If your business is losing money, Are you going to make sure your pockets are secure?
No, I'm gonna make sure because I got I got a heart. First of all, I like that you bring that. I have a heart, so I know that not just me and my family depend on my business being safe, but I'm gonna try to make cuts where I don't have to. I might have to cut their hours, but they still gonna have a job. I'm not gonna just cut them out. No, I gotta cut you completely. You on out and on the street. No, I'm not doing that. That's for people who got some type of humility or some type of morals. I can't do that to people.
Even if this now hypothetically, because I wasn't finished with the question, but hypothetically, you have employees that are bad employees, late, not doing what they're supposed to do, elongated lunch break, whatever the case. Your company isn't as productive as you would anticipated, or you're having a slow season. You're not gonna cut employee. That's how business works. That's how business works. When a company it needs cuts or it's not as profitable as it's supposed to be, they lay people off. That's how business works.
All I'm saying is, you're right. That is how business works. But keep the same energy and champion and beat your chest like you was because how they say a threat to justice. What they say? A threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And what they saying is, he's doing that to other people now. It's going to eventually be your turn, too.
If it happens, it happens. It's part of what happens.
You saying that now because you rolling with it. But when it do happen to you, you're going to be up here complaining, talking about, damn, I fucked up. That's just like the people who voted for this stuff, and then, you lose your job. I thought I was safe.
I think people that didn't vote shouldn't have a say.
No, I said people that did vote.
That's what I'm saying, eliminating, because you didn't put in on this. How you?
No, I said
not you
did.
in particular.
Oh, okay.
Not you in particular. I'm just saying people in general. If you didn't vote, how you gonna have a anyway? Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the people that did, and then all of a sudden you losing your job too. But this is what you so you voted to lose your job.
If that, but
it was a lot of people that happened to.
Did I anticipate that?
But you still voted for it though.
If it had, okay.
And I'm me. I like to keep the same energy when you're losing as the same energy when you're winning, baby. That's why I don't really talk and go bragging and boosting all that stuff. I keep that same energy.
Yeah.
People like to change the temperature. Now, nigga, go stand up there and still vote and beat your chest and go to his rallies too, even though he fired you, right? Still go to him. Don't bitch up now. Don't go run in the back now and try to get on the other side now.
Yeah.
Why?
No, I stand. So this, and again, like I said earlier, a few minutes ago, you said last week that people are going to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah.
And you keep thinking that I'm a Trump supporter. I am not a Trump supporter. I am an American.
You said that, bro. You said that on this pod.
I'm clarifying now.
But you said that at first.
Okay, whatever I said before, I'm saying what I'm saying now. I don't agree with you, but
you didn't say that?
I don't believe that. Show me.
You didn't say you're a Trump supporter.
Ma, go back and watch whatever episode you think that I said that on and send me the screenshot. If you show me, then I'll agree with you.
Bro, you was up here talking about, Trump. When they say he got shot, he was like, we gonna win. You didn't say all that stuff?
Yes, because because he was going for America. When he was talking and whatever he was saying sounded like a better option for America overall. So yes, I wanted him to get in because he followed the beliefs that I wanted.
Okay, that's true. Be humble. You come over here every day. Was this man a Trump supporter like you say, or he wasn't a Trump supporter like you say, or was he just going for the party because that's the party going for? You go ahead and you say, because I know I heard what I heard, and I wish Jay every day was here.
I don't care what neither one of y'all say. I'm saying what I meant from the start. And I am, like I'm saying now, I am a conservative and I am an American. I care about America first.
Oh, well,
so if, like Be Humble said, one Spaces gets affected, then he will feel different. No, I'm still standing, but if I get affected, then and I believe what's happening is for the betterment of America overall, then I'm going to stand by regardless. I'm going to stand by my decision because there's other ways to get money. If we're talking about employment.
But also too, what you said before, because I'm trying to go back to what you just said before that. What you just said before that, you said, damn, I forgot what you said because I was listening to that. It was just something you just said before. I wish we could rewind.
Be Humble, did he actually get shot? Bro, I'm still conspiratorial about that, to be honest.
What did he say? He said something. Damn, what did he say? What did you say? I don't remember.
B. Humble said,
Oh, yeah, you said for the better of American people. So cutting Job Corps is for the better of American people?
it's an attempt to cut down national debt, yeah.
But, okay, so why you not cutting something else, though? It's
He
a lot of...
he cutting a whole lot of stuff. What are you talking about?
But they didn't cut nothing for them, though.
Are you saying Job Corps? Yes, he is.
What did
are
he
you
cut
say,
from
Are you
them?
saying Job Corps is the only thing he cut, Maul?
No, I did not say that.
But you
See,
said...
I did not say that.
I just asked a question.
I did not say that.
I didn't say you did. I'm asking you. So are you saying the Job Corps is the only thing he cut?
No, but that's something that the American people need that keeps young folks off the streets. But he's not cutting nothing that's benefiting other people too, though. That's the whole thing about it. To me is like you cutting all this stuff that the poor people that really really need the shit. You cutting that.
It's not a lucrative thing. It's losing money. It's like the WNBA. Let's see if we can get a list of it. Facing biggest cuts. Let's see. It looks like each one of these bold prints are stuff that he's cutting. Separate from the GOP's mega tax. Said the federal department facing biggest cuts, and this is just a random thing that I clicked. Under the Trump administration's budget proposal, the Department of State combined some other international programs will receive the largest cut any cabinet level agency by dollars and percentage, $49.1 billion or 83.7%. So it's not just Job Corps, it's federal stuff too. Let's see, the Department of, I don't know what these people do. Department of Health and Human Services sees its budget slashed by $33 billion, roughly 26%. Let's see, B. Humble said Spaces the debt still has interest on it. I agree. So let me ask you and B. Humble a question. What do you suppose we do instead? And it's a genuine question. I'm not trying to be contrarian or argumentative. Genuine question.
It's a whole bunch of stuff you could do besides just going in there and just thinking you know everything. First of all, you could have collected a team and bring all the governments and everything because they said Bill Clinton did this once before. And the way Bill Clinton did it was he brought all the agencies. He said, okay, what can we cut that we can still keep this stuff and we keep the stuff for the American people, but what else can we cut? And he went together with Congress and they passed bills and laws instead of him being like he a dictator and just cutting shit when he want to cut it, tariffs is on, tariffs is off type shit. Bill Clinton did this before.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot. It was something that I just wanted to pull up. I forgot what it was.
But he's not doing it right. Instead of him just like, he want to put his name on everything and beat his chest like he's the one who's doing all this stuff. No, nigga, you got a team to help you do this stuff.
I forget what it, I might not be able to find it. Let's see. I forget what it was. It's going to sound like I'm making it up if I don't find it.
What was you going to say anyway?
But long story short, it was a particular job that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Biden created, or he had an aide. It was like an LGBTQ aide going around trying to spread LGBTQA all awareness and paying that person $300,000 a year.
Oh yeah, that needs to be cut too.
So and it did.
I agree with you on that. That's done now. You need to get that shit up out of here.
No, and that's what a lot of media sources, jobs like that are what a lot of media sources pump up as Trump cutting jobs.
But see, the thing with that though, when you say media, it depends on which media you do, because each media is for each different party. Yeah,
I listen. Me personally, I listen to left, right, and middle.
Because they both pump. They don't say like another one. The plane. Ain't nobody say nothing about that. Wasn't nobody saying that he shouldn't be taking that plane.
Are you saying people on?
No, his side was not telling him. Yes, it was. I'm sorry. Yes, it was. His side was telling him you cannot accept that plane. It's against the Constitution. You can't accept that plane. but he want to accept it anyway.
Hey, I mean, if Mom, if I give you,
I can't take it though because I'm a government official. You can say all you want to. It's not right. You can. It's in the Constitution that you can't take it.
I read it. I know. I forget what it was called.
It's a you can't take nothing for princes,
clause.
kings, all that. It's like some amendment. I forgot what amendment it was.
Oh my God!
You can't take it. I can't take it. It don't matter what you say. If my job say I can't take it, I can't take it.
Yeah. Let's see. Be humble. You know what the part of the Constitution that was? I forget what it's called. Let's see. Constitution about accepting gifts. Emoluments clause. That's what it is.
Okay.
Emoluments. The U.S. Constitution addresses the acceptance of gifts by federal officials primarily through the emoluments clauses. Foreign emoluments clause, Article 1, Section 9, Clause 8 generally prohibits for federal officers, including the president, from accepting gifts, offices, or titles from foreign states without the consent of Congress.
Yeah. So he wasn't supposed to be accepting that. But he said he's going to use it as U.S. money. And that's dangerous anyway, though.
Yeah,
you don't know
now,
what the fuck they did to that plane.
That is my number one gripe about that. For real. Like, you don't know what is on that plane. You don't know what they're trying to do with it. You don't know if they bugged it. You don't know if they set it to, heavens forbid, explode at some point. Like, you don't know what. Like, just off the strength of that. I would have been like, I'm cool.
But to me, it's just that I don't like how we try to be one-sided. If people do fucked up shit, I don't care what side you on. You need to call it out.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't give a fuck if you voted that way, you did. Whatever you did, if they do messed up stuff, and you can't sit up here and tell me, like, a lot of stuff that's going on right now is really fucked up. Because it really ain't hurting nobody but the American people. If it wasn't hurting the American people, I can understand that. But people are out here struggling. And you know when people start struggling and you talking about all this stuff you want to, that what you call the stuff that we was talking about when we was talking about the January 6th riot things, that Civil War shit is like around, like, shit get real crazy. Like where people can't afford, rent is going up crazy too. Like, it's just a lot of stuff that we're not focusing on that we really need to be focusing on that he said he was going to do. All this grocery stuff, he said he was going to make this stuff the best economy ever. You probably can say that now that it's working that way, but what about right now, what people are going through right now? People can't afford to pay this shit.
Let's see.
We just freestyling today, y'all.
Cause he's, oh man, I can't find it.
What are you looking for?
But it was something about, shoot, it was something about Trump signing something having to do with Medicaid or Medicare. I forget which. I don't know which one is which. I need to learn about that. But it was something because everybody's always talking about how expensive it is, and basically when you know medicine that's made overseas comes to America, it's
Joe Biden did that.
It's exponential. Did what?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I should let you finish. I should never interrupt you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What do you do?
What you talking about? You talking about Trump lowering because he said about his fat friend with the fat drug, and he lowered the drug because he get the drug over there. But Joe Biden already had a bill in there with that.
Did it get passed?
Yeah, it was in the law. It was in passed. Yeah, he lowered drug prices.
So why are people complaining about how expensive it is?
Joe Biden lowered drug prices and all that other stuff. If we go look at the bill, if I'm not mistaken, maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I'm an idiot right now, but I could have sworn he passed the bill, he signed it into everything or whatnot. Now, Trump can take it to another level and do even more with it, but he signed a bill. I could have sworn Joe Biden, if I'm not mistaken, be humble. Didn't he sign a bill to lower drug prices?
Let's see. Be Humble said, Space is disappointed. He requested to buy. He requested to buy the plane, but told us it's a gift. I think from what I don't know specifics, but I think that came afterwards. But whatever. He said the plane is 10 years old, and they've been trying to sell it for 5 years. Be Humble said, when we get older, you will use Medicare for health care. It's already high. Sign.
To lower drug prices. Just put to lower drug prices.
Signs to lower drug prices.
Let's see what comes up. I think he did. If I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong.
President Biden signed several pieces of legislation and executive orders aimed at lowering prescription drug prices for Americans, particularly for those on Medicare. Inflation Reduction Act.
So yeah, there you go, right there. Inflation Reduction Act. Now, Trump could have just went in and made it a little bit better and added his little 2 cents in, but that's what I'm saying. See, point exactly. Wasn't nobody championing Biden for this when this was a good thing. But then we want to say it like Almighty Lord Trump signed this in the bill. You feel me what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. People are complaining about the price of these prescription drugs or whatever. Now, this was signed back in 2022. So it sounds something happened to where this Inflation Reduction Act was ineffective because people are complaining more. I don't say more now than ever, but people are still complaining about how expensive it is.
But and that's my point. Exactly. You're making my point for me. If it didn't do the job where it brought it down, why Trump can just say, I'm going to do a little bit more or add to your bill to even bring it more? Why I got to be, oh, we did this or you did, like putting people against each other again?
Okay, I just think we're coming at this from different angles because I think the point, the angle I'm coming from is, okay.
Oh, it's probably certain drug, okay.
The way it's, how do I say this? The way it worked out to me, it looks like he just signed the bill and left it on the table. Nothing happened after that.
What you mean signed the bill and left it on the table?
Like signed it and literally left it on his desk, and because people are complaining about how expensive it is. So
when you sign a bill, it's just going along. It's going along now because you signed it.
Okay, cool, but people are still complaining about what he signed to lower. You see what I'm saying? I don't. This is stuff that I want to learn more about, but I always get distracted by something else. Because a lot of people can, just with pretty much all laws that are signed, it benefits somebody and doesn't benefit other people. So
you just hit the nail on the coffin. You just said, right? You just answered your own question. You said he signed this bill in the office and evidently it didn't do enough. Just like you said. But it might have lowered a whole bunch of things, but the people that it didn't lower it for him still hot. Them the ones that complaining.
Yeah, that's gonna happen with everything.
But
no matter what you do, you can sign a law right now that'll say all people who everybody who makes $100,000 or less a year gets a $3 raise executive order right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be people who make over that don't get it. They're gonna be complaining.
And it's gonna negatively affect the companies because they're gonna have to raise their prices.
Yeah, but
you
you just answered. That's what I'm saying. You just answered your own question when you said because you were trying to give the credit to Trump. When I give it to both of them. Both of them are trying to lower the prices. But I said Biden lowered the prices, but it didn't affect everybody. But you kind of dismissed his, but you was praising up Trump's. That's what I was trying to say.
I don't know enough about the Inflation Reduction Act to really speak on it. Be Humble said, if people are complaining, the current administration is to blame as they can do something now. Stop it. This was signed in 2022, Be Humble. He had 2 whole years before he was out of office to make something happen.
No, but you talking about right now. What's going on right now?
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, somebody been in office for 5 months and you're going to blame a problem that pre-existed? So what are we going to do? Which side are we going to do? Which side are we going to choose on this? Are we going to choose the side that signed something but nothing happened, or the side that's been making more? People are still complaining about it.
But you keep saying that, but it's people that it helped and it affected though.
I haven't heard, and I'm not saying that I'm supposed to, but I've heard far more complaints about what Biden signed in 2022 than now.
No, that's why I don't really like talking about this. Because it's
you
like.
did it again. So what's up?
Because it's like, I just want to be common sense with it. What you saying is right. What Trump did was right. It lowered the drug prices for people, right? Right?
Yeah.
What Biden signed back then, it lowered the drug prices for some people. We might not know all of them and they might not be complaining no more, but it still lowered drug prices for people. You can't give him that credit?
He signed it. Okay, I'm not. What I'm saying is, so okay. I say all the time on this podcast, I am a seeing is believing person. So show me. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I need to see it.
So you seen it with Trump?
That's not. Have I seen it? Yes. Specifically, I've heard specific people say that what people that have. How do I say this? People that are benefiting from this Medicare, what do you say? I forget what he said. Anyway, whatever it is that Be Humble said something earlier about when we get older. People that are benefiting from that are saying that what Trump did, Trump is doing more stuff for them than what Biden did.
Biden did a lot of stuff. They just don't give him credit for it. Biden, did you know that Biden signed one of the things about the overdrafting fees and credit cards charging you all those fees? Did you know Biden signed a law into that? But see, that's why.
But what is I don't understand.
Okay, you know how credit cards just be charging you ridiculous amounts of fees just for any and everything. Banks do too. Charge you it'd be like hey, I'm gonna give you a fee because your name start with a S. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He went in, he signed a bill that they can't do that no more. But they didn't rave about it, so you don't know about it.
You're right. I don't know about it.
Point exactly.
No.
And like I always say, you're gonna believe what you're gonna believe regardless. That's why I try not to go with this and try not to go with this. I'm not talking about you.
Okay.
I'm talking about in general, people overall in general. You're gonna believe what you're gonna believe regardless of what you're talking about. But I've seen he signed a bill for that.
What I do know, I don't know anything specific about that. Now I will say what I do know specific about what Biden did was he and his administration advocated for charging tax on wireless payments. So all those people that get Zelle payments have people that do hair,
I ain't with that.
People that do hair, people that I don't know, whatever it is that they do that they pay. If they receive over $600, they have to file it on their taxes or something.
I thought it was over 10. I know what you're talking about. I thought it was over 10.
What, $10?
10,000.
Oh no, it was something that I know. I was like,
could you Google it? Could you Google it real quick?
Let's see. I don't even know what to call it.
Would you say
Biden bill about tax? Tax. Wireless. Let's see. I think it was right. Let's see.
I heard this. I know you're not lying. I thought it was just 10,000 though.
Oh, you just wanted the amount. Okay.
Yeah. I know you're not lying. You're not lying.
Threshold third party payment. This change brought. What is the amount? Let's see. Wires payments. So yeah, the fact that right here. Let's see if AI pulls it up. The American Rescue Plan Act changed the reporting threshold for payments received through third-party platforms like Venmo, PayPal for goods and service. Previously, a Form 1099-K was only required if a user received over $20,000 and had over 200 transactions annually. The legislation lowered the reporting threshold to $600 regardless of the number of transactions.
Right. I remember you saying that. That's why I ain't call you no lying. You said that.
Oh, look at B-Hope. He said, where did you hear that? He ready to argue with me, man.
He just asking questions like you are. I don't think he was arguing. I think he was just asking a question like you were.
You know, he's my personal contrarian.
But I think to me, it's just stuff on both ends that we don't like and we need to call out. And I think especially when it comes to American people, we need to have more empathy and more sympathy for people. It's a lot of people out here that's not making it, that is trying. It ain't like people out here we always say that people out here being bums, or most majority of people thought, like they always say, majority of black folks are criminals. No, majority of black people go to work every day and try to do what they need to do to survive and try to do it the right way. We got a small percentage of people that do fucked up and criminal shit that it affects all of us. They put the blanket on all of us, but it's not all black people. Just like I don't think all Americans are just bums out here not wanting to work, not wanting to do something,
right.
But they're trying, and this fucking government is just making it harder and harder every time you turn around.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let's see. Oh, you need to see it, Be Humble? I just put it up here.
You sure did? You just put it up there. It was $600. Because I thought at first it was $10,000, if I wasn't mistaken.
Right here. The legislation lowers the reporting threshold to 600 regardless of the number of transactions.
And then,
go ahead. Last thing. You can say the last thing, and we'll go to the next thing.
No, I ain't got nothing else. I'm good.
Okay, cool. Man, you know what? You're fine, man. I love talking to you about that stuff, man. I love it.
No, I got that. Go back to what Be Humble said. I got that from that dude. What is his name? From Fashion Fit. What's his name? Is his name Marlon? Myron
Gaines.
I seen him on a clip talking about reason why people don't move into black neighborhoods is because all of them, and they make up. He was saying something. I might be butchering it, but he was saying something about black people do most of the crime. I know you saw this.
Yeah.
Do most of the crime. I'm like, nigga, no.
Yeah, he's a fool.
No.
Regarding that, because
no.
He's wild for that. I stopped following him or stopped paying attention to him a long time ago.
Nigga, like that girl said, nigga, you ain't started getting no pussy till you was 18. Shut up. You're a fucking lame. And you be around and man wasn't talking about paying girls. You pay girls all the time, bro. That's all you do is pay women.
Ooh, that's bars.
It is records too. Women that came out, plenty of women that came out to my you paying.